Hi, and welcome to the Piano Man podcast. Today, I speak with Lenny B, originally from Curaçao, now residing in the Netherlands. We talk about his early years as a professional drummer for large touring acts and his original style of piano entertaining with his Caribbean influence. Let's get into it. So I'd like to welcome you to the podcast, man. Thanks so much for coming, Lenny. We've known each other for years.
Decades, maybe.
Decades at least.
I think about 2 decades.
Almost 2.5 decades.
2.5 decades.
2001.
We're getting up there, bro.
So, yeah. That's, 23 years or so.
Yeah.
We've known each other.
Something like that.
Now, like all of us, you're a piano entertainer, and we met in Crazy Pianos.
Yeah.
But before we get there, let's talk about your early days. Now, you originally started playing music very, very young.
It's a long time ago.
It is. Tell us about it.
Very young. Actually, I started older, I think, than most people.
How you get into music?
All right. This is a long story. Okay. My brother had a band. He's a pretty good guitarist.
Older than you?
Older than me. 2 years. On the day.
Oh, wow.
We're born the same day, 2 years apart.
Wow.
He had a kind of a Santana kind of a, band.
Cool. What's his name?
Danny.
Danny
and Lenny. My real name is Leonard, so anyway.
Yeah.
But his real name is Daniel, so okay. Anyway, he had a band, he played guitar, there was a drummer, there was a bass player. And I always wanted to play drums. But my mom gave me one of those, how you call it, block flute?
Recorder.
Recorder.
Block flute, yeah.
Probably smashed that thing on the, use it for a drumstick.
It's pretty painful.
Pretty painful. So, long story short, I was banging. My father is a musician, among a lot of things, and he had a band, and the drummer gave me a couple of drumsticks, and I was banging the shit. Can we say shit? Yes, probably so.
You can say whatever you want.
Okay. I was banging the shit out of the furniture, and I think my mom said, I'm cheaper off buying him some instruments than, sacrificing my furniture.
Yeah.
So when I was 14, I think, we were on a holiday in Mexico, and when I got back, she had a surprise. I got me a set of congas, hecho en Mexico, made in Mexico.
Oh, wow.
And that's how I started, because then I had a spot in the band, because there already was a drummer.
And this was in Holland, yeah?
No, Curaçao.
Okay,
I'm from, sorry. I'm born in Curaçao.
Yes.
I was born there, I think when I was 5 or 6, my parents broke up. So my mom took us to Holland.
Yeah.
I lived in Deventer in Holland from age 6 to 9.
Yeah.
And then at 9 years old, we returned to Curaçao.
Oh, okay. So did this happen in Curaçao, your musical experience? Or
Yeah. I was 14. As I say,
14.
We came back from a holiday, and holidays, of course, in the summer. And then our birthday, my brother and I's birthday, is July the 30th. So maybe a month after we came back, or a couple of weeks, my Latin percussion set arrived.
Oh, awesome. So before that, you were not into music at all?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. No. I'm skipping a part. My brother was so kind to let me play the cowbell. Because, the Santana shit.
Yeah.
So, when it... I think if you see me in those first days, you'd be like, this will never happen, ever. I think I was like, pok, pok, pok. Fuck.
Yeah.
So anyway, I would not say in the beginning I was a natural talent.
Yeah.
But I never was afraid to go on stage. I don't have no stage fright.
Oh, that's good.
And yeah, I'm not saying confident, but you know what I'm saying? I have no stage. I would sum it up. I had no stage fright. I loved. From the beginning, I always loved it. There's a lot of family members that made music, so there was something in me like,
pretty natural for you to be doing it.
I should be able to do it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And that worked out in the end.
It's your birthright.
So I got to start it.
Yeah.
I started playing percussion, congas, in my brother's Santana band. I guess that's how I have to sum it up.
Yeah.
Still always really wanted to be a drummer.
Yeah.
The band kept changing members, and by 16-ish.
Yeah.
We had a new formation, and then something horrible happened, actually.
Yeah.
You know Tico Roberto.
Yes.
Tico Petronelli.
Yeah.
he was living with his brother in another neighborhood not too far from us.
Yeah.
And we would have a band with his brother. His brother was a Marine. And we had a band at this point.
Yeah.
Same formation. I was still playing percussion.
Yeah.
And twin singers, Ali and Cecile, they were from like the Caribbean, more like St. Martin-ish area.
Oh, okay.
And horrible thing happened. One of the twins, and Tico's brother, were in a motorcycle accident.
Oh.
And his brother passed.
Oh.
That's the other one almost passed. Anyway, that was like very traumatic for everybody, you know. But technically speaking, we didn't have a drummer anymore.
Uh-huh.
And that's when my brother and I bought some piece of shit drum kit.
Yeah.
But I was so happy. And that's when I started playing drums.
Uh-huh.
And quick learner. I think also because of, you know, I started percussion. And that's when I was 16. Before I was 18, I was playing in the Hilton Hotel already.
Yeah.
And by the time I was 19, I left the island and came to Holland as a drummer. So this is the very...
Why did you leave the island?
It's an island.
Yeah. It's like a cruise ship, man. Yeah, it's
you know, musicians have to fly.
You can't fart in a corner without somebody hearing you.
We are... And also, I think when I was playing in the hotel, in the Hilton Hotel, they were very good musicians. I mean, like Tina Turner and like big people who would come to the hotel and do shows. And this band would accompany everybody. You know, they were top-notch musicians.
Wow.
But they all had a job in daytime. One was a bus driver. The other one was working for insurance company. They all worked daytime, came home, ate, showered, came to the hotel, worked till 12 o'clock, hang out maybe a little bit, drinking, go home, sleep for 5 hours, same routine all over.
How many days a week did you do this?
I think 5 days a week or something.
Wow.
And I was also, because I got kicked out of high school, because you know, I'm a free spirit. That's
Nice way to put it.
I was an entertainer in the classroom.
Yeah.
So I became an entertainer. I think I'm ADD, as everybody has always noticed.
I think there's a large portion of musicians that I've interviewed that are exactly that, ADHD or something.
Yeah. And
who have told me so.
Yeah. Misplaced, you know?
Yeah.
And I needed to find my place, and you wind up in this spot where the stuff you do in real life when you're on stage, it's kind of entertaining.
Right.
And people will pay you and laugh about it.
Yeah.
Hey, good job.
Yeah.
In other places, you get kicked out.
Yeah.
So basically, I look at it as a natural progress. You know, like it was meant to be that way. This is where life, as it was at that place, pushed me.
So how did you get into dueling pianos? How did you get into, well, I mean, it was crazy pianos the first time you did this.
How old were you when you got there?
When I came to the Netherlands for the first time and started playing at Crazy Pianos, I was 29.
Oh, 29?
Yeah.
Oh, you were pretty, because like James Byram and these guys.
I was not young.
They were like 18 and stuff. When I joined them, I was 37 already.
Yeah. See, before I'd done all Crazy Pianos, I'd never done that before. Yeah. That was the first time when I rocked up and played that first day, was the first time I'd ever been on stage doing dueling pianos.
Seriously?
I had no idea what it was. I was a jazz musician.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
You know.
Your repertoire. But I remember you coming in because I was there, I don't know, maybe. What year did you enter?
2001.
Yeah, I started the end of 1999. Sounds like a Prince song.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember you coming in with your skateboard.
Oh, yeah.
You were like in the back room where all the coats and you kept look at this. you kept trying to flip the skateboard.
Oh, yeah.
And you kept falling on your ass.
Course, yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
But you never gave up.
No, man.
That
was a passion. I still like skateboarding. I don't do it very often anymore, but
so to us, you were like the Australians. You know how you call it?
Surfer skater.
The Australian surf dude.
Yeah.
Everybody had actually that was
everybody
a good part.
does, you know.
I used to say if that was a lineup, if you would put us all, that was the great thing about it. It's a bunch of characters.
Diversity,
you know?
Absolutely.
Like,
I used to love that in the past, you had online, a write-up of the player, but then you also had who's playing tonight. You know, you had the names up there. And I think it was like, it was kind of like how it made it was almost like stardom, in a sense.
Yeah.
It's not like that anymore. And it's not just because of the website. It's also because of social media and all that. Everything's changed.
Yeah.
So we don't have that anymore.
There's not much exclusivity because if everybody's doing it, kind of. Everybody's...
Yeah, well, you can't be exclusive to this kind of thing if you, because you're putting your eggs in that basket. There's no security.
But there never was.
They could just go, see you later, and you're all screwed.
But there never was. That is the one. That's what I used to. My mom's still alive. She's 85.
Yeah.
And we always through the years had healthy
Your
discussions.
mum's 85.
Yeah.
Wow, she had you when she was young, huh?
Yeah. Pretty. Yeah, she was 25. I'm 60 now. I'm going to turn 61.
Okay. Actually, that's not that young at all. I mean,
no,
to have a child.
No. 85. Did
25.
you think I was 65?
No, I didn't. I thought I did the numbers in my head wrong. I was thinking she was 15.
She's such
25.
a young spirit. She just wrote a book. She's Jewish.
Oh.
She was born in the war. The whole family got...
Is she actually Jewish or is she...
Yeah, no. I am Jewish.
Oh, okay, but you're so half Jewish, half Caribbean.
No. She's from Amsterdam. Actually,
but your dad.
My dad is from Bonaire.
Oh, okay. You're a hybrid.
I'm a hybrid.
Yeah.
Sure. Yes. But we used when I was younger because obviously every parent is worried about their kid going into taking this path because it's not the right thing to do. I was a bright kid, and my grandfather who was eliminated, he was a physician. He was, and they stayed in Holland longer because everybody was fleeing, felt it coming, and because Jewish people only could attend to a Jewish doctor. So out of, and but she always thought, this, not that my brother wasn't bright, but she was really thinking like, this one is going to be the doctor or something. And I know, Mom, I want to be a musician.
It's also funny that people have this idea of your predetermined destination. It's like, you're going to do this.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, like, you don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. Like,
academic life was, if you just, how old was I? I was at VWO, which is the highest, VWO.
Yeah, you did VWO, okay.
At first 3 years, and then I got kicked out.
Yeah.
Just for being a distraction, basically.
Yeah, and actually in VWO, being a distraction is a problem. If you're in HBO or something, it would be less of a problem. Or Marvo. Yeah. If you're in Marvo, then whatever. That's where all those people go.
Yeah.
But because you're in VWO, they're like, nah, get out.
And in fact, I think a teacher will say, hey, you're bringing my,
that is exactly what I'm
because they get
about.
graded as well from how well their students are doing.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got kicked out with great grades. I was doing it wasn't because I had good numbers. I was just being a clown. I was the class clown. I was the entertainer.
Yeah, you're disruptive. And they see that they take it too bloody seriously. I mean, I get it though, because some people just can't function with disruptive people around them.
And looking back with all the
hindsight.
Yeah, in hindsight, but all the people, you have ADD, we understand. It wasn't like that. This is like 1976 or something.
No, they're like, what the hell's wrong with you? Weirdo, get out of here.
Get out of here. Or 78, I don't know what.
Yeah.
And then I got taken back in HAVO. They kicked me out in 3 months again. Yeah. And then I was one together with this other kid who was a DJ also already. We were 16 years old. And we went to night school. And in night school, you have grown-ups. Everybody else is, they're police officers, nurses that had like a lower grade, and they need to in order to promote, they had to get to a higher level.
Yeah.
And I was drumming one day, and my neighbors called the police, and the police showed up. Basically, long story short, it was my buddy from night school. He said, "Lenny, what's going on?" And I was, they're just being they're being a pain. Come, look, I tried to, I taped down all my drum, and he came into my room, and police was drumming, Yeah. But this is Curaçao too. This is beauty. Like, the neighbors are just being a pain.
Yeah.
Screw them. See you tonight.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Well,
That's lucky.
they probably did. But this was my youth. We had a lot of freedom. This was the 70s, you know. I'm from 63. We came out of the civil rights stuff. You
That's
know?
pretty cool.
Yeah, it was for freedom. We're the first free, really, truly free generation. I still feel to today, you know.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people past your generation certainly take that for granted, you know.
Yeah, and musically, actually, we were doing like George Duke, Gino Vanelli. We were like fusion. I'm by nature, my humble beginnings were like fusion. You know, Latin jazz, rock, instrumental, just go crazy.
So how did you get into crazy pianos though? How did you get to that?
This is a funny story too. I was by now. Okay, so I need to explain this. I came to Holland 19 years old. I had an uncle who was an artist, had a show band, like a half-hour Latin kind of a show act, you know?
Yep.
And he was working for Joop van den Ende.
Okay.
And I came here, hey, uncle, I'm your nephew. You have a job, I'm a drummer. We hadn't seen each other through life. I think maybe one time when I was 5 years old. And he didn't have anything. But then he got in trouble with his drummer, who later, by the way, the drummer was from Aruba. He became the drummer of Herman Brood.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they got in a conflict. And so he called me and said, are you still available? I said, yes, I am. Okay, I'm going to send you a cassette, you know, in those days. This is like 1982 or something. Yeah. I'm going to send you a cassette. Meet me in Rotterdam at the Ahoy. I was just in Holland for like 3 months.
At Ahoy.
Ahoy. My first gig.
Oh, my God.
So I'm going to Rotterdam, okay, with a really, how you call it, you know, the books, the road maps.
Yeah.
Ahoy, okay. Fuck.
Yeah.
But once again, what always has saved me, I have no stage fright.
Yeah.
I will.
No, but that's just an
if
amazing
I play for 10
experience.
people, if I play for 100 people, 1,000 people.
You must have been on cloud 9
people.
with that kind of experience, you know.
Yes, and at the same time, my mindset was, hey,
Okay.
I'm finally getting a chance. I asked him, and so I have to prove myself.
Yeah.
But I always was a pretty disciplined drummer. I wasn't one of those guys. Look what I can do. Look,
No,
you know, there's a lot of those around.
We played with you before.
Yeah.
I have.
So I'm in that sense, I dare to say I'm a musical drummer. I listen to the music. What is the style? Growing up in Curaçao, because I wasn't into Latin at all.
Yeah.
I was into, as I say, fusion, jazz, rock, Latin rock, whatever, you know, Santana-ish stuff. That was kind of mild even.
Pop
you know?
rock. Latin.
No,
Pop
but
Latin.
that, like to me, Santana, that was kind of like mild, which is great music.
Exactly, yeah.
Not knocking it. But, you know, for me at that stage, I was you know, whatever, that shit.
Fusion.
Yeah, fusion, you know, be free, you know, do what you like, when you like, the way you like. Anyway, that worked out, and I stuck with them for 4 years.
Yeah.
Did the whole scene, so when Anita Meyer came out, all these people, Lee Towers, that whole, I was on TV, all those magazines, Story, and God knows all those things. You know?
Yeah.
I was into that scene, so I was like top of the mountain for my position.
You were happy.
Yes, but at the same time, I was like, okay, is this how it's like? Is this what it's like? I could not see myself. It was very, you know, the established. Still, if you look at the establishment, with respect, as musicians, as free spirits, because just like you, I think, we left our place as a free spirit, as a bird, you know, eagle, whatever you want to, that needs to spread their wings. Yeah. And then you're asked to close your wings. Yeah. Like, for instance, Guantanamera. Yeah. Very traditional song. And I came from Curaçao. Okay. And my friend goes, okay, I need to talk to you. these people don't. This was like, mind you, 1983 or something, 1982.
Yeah, okay.
It's too Latin. Yeah. So he said, "Can you read music?" I said, "Drums." I'm like, "Yeah, a little bit." I said, "Okay, I'll bring some arrangement for you." Seriously, the thing you're doing now, I'm not even kidding. Oh, it's like my first drum lesson.
So they transcribed a drum machine and they put that on the page. Oh my God.
Like, I was dying inside.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, did I come here to do this?
No.
Even though if it's 10,000 people,
Oh, that's horrible.
great.
Yeah.
We opened for Shirley Bassey in Carré.
Yeah.
I was thrown into,
Yeah.
on paper, and it was great. She came with like 100-piece orchestra, horns, and I had to play on the drum. I always had to play on whatever drum kit was available, but that was a good lesson too. So sometimes it was a little jazz kit, sometimes like a drum with 20-piece drums. One time the lights, the whole lights, I had to run away because the whole light system came down, falling down. But I was exposed to a lot of things. And then I met my wife, I think after 3-4 months. Lena, she's deceased now.
Yeah.
You've known her.
Yeah.
American, very good, soulful singer.
Yeah, very
And
great voice.
that was my way out of that other world. Because then we start
Doing something together.
doing our things, and we're growing and, made a better life. Now fast forward, because your original question was, how did I wind up at Crazy Pianos?
I find that really interesting because the early part about the whole early
leads up
history
to-
of music in the Netherlands, really,
Yeah,
in the 70s and 80s.
yeah.
I find that really fascinating because that's such a different angle to a lot of other piano players, the way they've come.
I'll tell you one thing. As an insight to that, my mindset,
Yeah.
after 3 years of doing that, one day I showed up at the gig and I had this deja vu feeling. Have you ever heard that?
Yes.
I was like, okay, am I tripping?
Yeah.
Have I been here before? I drove up and I walked in the building. There was Tony Eck Orchestra. There were certain Ben Kramer, Anita Meijer. The cheese stand was over there again, like 2 years ago, because they were company parties, and they threw the same party every year.
Yeah.
And I was caught up in this deja vu
Cycle.
thing.
Yeah.
But musically, it wasn't challenging me. It were the same 7-8 songs for 30 minutes in the same order. Bless my uncle, he had figured it out how to, be in the establishment. And I was mimicking him. I knew exactly every word he was saying as an entertainer. It was like, okay, I'll do a little part like, good evening, goedenavond, dames en heren. Muchísimas, muchísimas. It was like Spanglish, but with Dutch.
Spanglish, that's great.
Muchísimas, muchísimas gracias.
Was he
voor
from
uw
Curaçao?
aanwezigheid. Bonaire. He's a brother of my father.
Okay, so
Very
does
talented.
he speak French or
No, the same language as I do.
Oh, Bonaire.
Dutch, English, Bonaire, Papiamento.
Papiamento?
The speaker of that.
Okay.
And it was so, and I was like, behind him. I knew every note, you just know everything. Much like nowadays. I mean, I think one of our, I'm not calling them enemies, there's a lot of people performing with tape nowadays.
Yeah.
And it's kind
Backing
of,
tracks, yeah.
for a time it was DJs we were losing. In a way, you know what I'm saying? What we do, opinions may differ if people like you or not, but it's a craft.
Yeah, most definitely.
We put in hours, we put in years, we put in getting up, falling down, learning the hard way. What we wind up doing now, even I've been a drumming. Then I had a bass player that was, I became a bass player. I always did. This is how I became a keyboard player. I did not start playing. We're getting to the crazy now.
Yeah.
I did not start playing till I was like 26.
My question was, where did you get into piano? Not even crazies, but
No, I was a synthesizer guy. I was.
So this whole time you were drumming, did you also play piano?
No, I was a drummer.
Oh.
Then I became a bass player because there was a dispute with a bass player. And
You're
it
like
was
the solution
easier,
to the problems. Huh?
it was easier to replace the drummer, and because I knew the repertoire for my wife's sake. And I said,
But had you played bass before?
very lightly. I said one afternoon, I'm very, I learned most instruments, that's like, because I had to, and I learned it in one day or a week or something. Another story about that comes up too. But so I sat with the guitar player for a whole afternoon because my I have absolute, hearing. So we went through the whole repertoire. I knew all the songs. I just had to, yeah. We went out that night and played the first time. Never looked back. Then the same thing happened. We had a kind of like conservatorium, piano player who always was filling up everything, leaving no space for my wife to sing. If you fill up all the harmonies,
yes.
you're
He was playing right over the top of her.
yeah,
That's super annoying.
dominating. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any performer,
It doesn't
any
matter
singer,
how good you are. If you don't understand your role, well, then it's going to be
which
a
is our luxury, actually.
Yeah.
Our luxury is that we determine all the harmonies
Yes.
and what we want to do on top of that.
That's playing on your own, yeah. That's
Also, if we have a drummer, a guitarist, sax, it doesn't matter. We can still control, the structure of the
having
music.
the bass in your left hand changes everything.
Yeah. I'm not comfortable working with a bass player anymore.
No.
Nothing against any bass player.
Yeah.
And I've worked with some very good ones that I learned a lot how to drive the left hand.
Yeah.
Okay, then after a while of doing a lot of things, I wound up at Center Parks. I started playing all the Center Parks, the bungalow parks, and Holland casinos, all these kind of things.
Yeah.
I was playing at Center Park, the Eemhof, I think, in the polder. And at that time, Robin Braveboer, the executive,
And the old owner of Crazy
the old
Pianos.
owner of Crazy Pianos,
Yes.
the original.
Yeah.
He had Baja Beach Club and Crazy Pianos.
Yeah.
Was quite known in Holland already. And so in Center Park, tonight, like a lot of hot girls are gonna come, because it was known like the Baja and stuff. They're coming here. And yes, they came.
Huh.
Because he would treat once a year, he would take all the personnel on a holiday.
Yeah.
Sometimes it was in the Alps, winter sports. Sometimes it was in Spain. This year, it was Center Parks. And this was 1999, when Scheveningen just had opened 4 months earlier.
Oh, yeah.
And this maybe was November 99 or some shit like that. Or December already. Anyway, what I didn't know, and just a little anecdote, before that, because I live in Den Haag, I knew all the, I was a nightlife guy. I knew a lot of the taxi chauffeurs, the doorman at the clubs. And they said, "Hey, aren't you a musician? There's a new place in Scheveningen. You should go there. Yeah, you play." And yeah. So I had been hearing about the Crazy Pianos for like 2 or 3 months already.
Yeah, right.
Everybody advising me, you should check out that.
Yeah.
And anyway, I was there, so I didn't follow up. And they came, and I did not know, because there was a lot of American, when they opened, they hired a lot of American piano players, but their permits, were expiring.
Yeah.
So suddenly they found them to get a club in Rotterdam, the little one, and a club in now open, second club opening, and no piano players to fill the formula. No entertainers, piano players that can not only sing, also have skills to entertain, confident.
Yeah.
And I was playing there, and some of the crew came to me, "Hey, remember we had the Showtime songs, and can you do?" And I think I did do a little dance. I think I knew the song from
You would have known
Casey
that.
and the Sunshine or something.
Yeah. Get down tonight.
Yeah. And I think Dr. Wayne, you remember Dr. Wayne?
No.
Anyway, can somebody play the piano? And anyway, I was working with sequences, but also drum computers and stuff. And I played it, and they did their little dance, and they were like, "Oh, Emma, great. Where do you live?" I said, Den Haag. Den Haag, wait. They ran to Bjorn, who was still a manager, then. And he came out, and they said, "You should get him." Everybody was, "You should get this guy." And so Bjorn said, "Can you come Saturday in daytime to the club?" I said, sure, right, why not? And so Saturday I showed up, and at the club, and I think there were some people sitting, chilling. He said, "Can you play me? Can you just go play? There's a piano, play something." I think I did Guantanamera or something. Everyone, and he was like, "Can you come tonight?" And I said, "Okay, I'll come after." I had a gig probably or something. So I'll come after. Yeah. Because they stayed open till 3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I showed up at night.
Yeah.
Stevie was on stage.
Yeah.
Doing his
Stevie
Tina
thing.
Turner probably, and
Yeah.
the Preacher Man,
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Whoa, what the fuck is this?" And then they asked me, "Can you go on? Can you go on? You know, do something." As I looked around, and I think I did "Feeling Hot" or some shit.
Yeah.
Because at that point, I was not really. I was a keyboard. I was like a synthesizer playing, working with MIDI files, and
So you weren't left-hand bass man.
I figured out real quick, because I'm a quick thinker. I'm like, what can I pull off? You know what I'm saying? That doesn't need a lot of. Because I'm looking at you guys basically.
Yeah.
I said, okay, this is the job. What do I have in my repertoire to fix this? And so I went on stage. I think I did "Feeling Hot." Crowd went crazy.
Yeah.
There was Rob Mooikind, I think, the other manager.
Oh.
You've never. He was He was the right hand man of Robin. They pulled me in the office.
The young guy? Back then?
No. He was in his 30s then too. Or something.
Oh, that's young.
He was my age.
Yeah.
Something. He was from the Bahia.
Yeah.
Okay.
American guy.
No.
Oh,
No,
right.
that's the brother of Sean.
Yes.
Yeah, no. No, not him.
Okay.
A Dutch guy who was running the Bahia.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And they all pulled me in. They pulled me in the office and said, "Okay, we want you." What? I said, "Well, I'm working for Center Park. I was doing 200 days a year through the weeks and shit for Center Parks already." So I said, "You got to beat this, or at least, you know."
Yeah.
And then it's, "Oh, we can't pay that or something." I said, "Well, you know, I'll give you 3 months. I'll do 3 months. I'm staying for two. I said, I made a deal, something like, I'm gonna keep playing Center Parks 2 days a week. I'll do you guys for 3 months. If it's both ways, you know, if we like each other, if we think it's cool, you guys are gonna pay me like that. You know, we're gonna respect each other, and then it's a deal."
Okay.
That's it, and that's how and then of course it was a deal after that.
Oh, great.
And I stayed for 18 years?
Yeah, something crazy like
18,
that.
19 years.
That's a long time to be in Crazy Pianos, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I love doing the thing. I still play there sometimes. But 5 days a week in one venue is just, for me, it's almost murder. You know, it's like musically it can be really draining. And it's not only the music, but it's the whole culture around it.
Yeah.
You know, it becomes a bit toxic after a while.
You know what it is? In the beginning, I thought, and this is true to me, there's competition and ego, because you got to have an ego.
Yeah.
You got to have an ego to get on stage.
Yeah.
Ask any politician,
Yeah.
ask any musician, ask any, you know, even sports people, whatever.
Absolutely.
It's getting on stage. If you don't have the confidence if you don't want, you know, it has to, But there's a difference between a healthy ego and, you know, what I call
toxic.
A toxic or unhealthy ego,
Yeah.
where you're willing to, you know,
There was a lot of that.
at the expense of other people. I will never do that.
Now, look, I've got to say, that was back in the day.
Yeah.
It's not like that anymore.
Okay.
It's really not.
Oh.
And back in the day, it was really like that, a lot.
Yeah.
And it was to the point where I know some people even left crying because they were so dogged by other players. It was also kind of part of what I've heard, and I could be wrong here, but it was part of Robin Braverbond's strategy is pit people against people, and you'll get the best
I always
result.
have been. I've seen right through that. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's divide and conquer. Divide and conquer.
If there's competition, we'll get the best product, you know.
Yeah, but also divide and conquer, and also basically what they used to do to the Teamsters, to the union.
Yeah.
Yes, we say, "Oh yeah, we're a team and together strong," and all this talk, but you don't want the working people, even to call the employees, so strong that they can make a pact and dominate you.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Because then you lose control.
Yeah, like a union.
Yeah. They always say, I'm going to pay you, but because you're so special, but don't tell anybody. You understand what I'm saying?
Ah, yes.
Which is natural, but it's natural for you to want that. But it's also very natural for different people for different reasons. Some people want to brag. I'm better because I make this,
Yeah, of
whatever.
course.
They get drunk. You're feeding your people alcohol. They're allowed to, and then you expect them to keep their mouth shut.
Yeah.
These are two things
Yeah, I know.
that don't go together.
No, they don't.
Somebody's going to speak. Mix that with egos and a bunch of other things, and events that happen. And wow, that's life. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Next
no,
question.
I was just thinking. So you played crazy pianos all that time.
Yeah.
And after that, you've gone out and you're on your own, you're doing your own thing.
Yeah.
Now, you've been doing your own thing for quite a while.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that for?
I think I left Crazy. I had to wind up suing them. I won.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing and a bad thing because, of course, in a sense, you're kind of like persona non grata, persona non grata.
Yeah.
Like, you stood up against. I was the only one actually that sued them ever
I think you were, yeah.
And won.
Yeah.
So that's also sends a message
Yeah,
in a
because
way that
you had a contract.
I was right.
Yeah, you had
I
a
was
contract
right.
with them.
Yeah, and the sad part about that, and I'll say it myself, I was going through a hard time. My wife was sick. I was, as you call in Holland, een mantelzorger.
Yeah.
I was taking care of her. I was going through a rough time of my life, And I was, I'll just say it, fuck it. It's not rare in this world. I was doing drugs. I was gambling.
Yeah.
I was killing pain.
Yeah,
It's it's
self-medicating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can look back now and know exactly, But I can also see where I understand nobody owes me anything.
Yeah.
But there's another side to that,
Always.
See, the part of that is I had that when I was young. I came to Holland, a very talented guitar player, Herbie. I'll never forget him. Best guitar player till today.
Yeah.
He taught me how to play bass and all that. I learned a lot from him. But what I also learned, I didn't know at the time, I found out he was hooked on heroin.
Oh.
And when you are going down, no matter how much talent you have, when you go down, people tend to take advantage of vulnerable people.
Yeah, of course.
I'll leave it in the middle. It's not a pointing fingers thing or so. This is just how life, humanity, how the world works. You can see it on the news every day. Vulnerable people are not in a position to fight back. You understand? They have to accept certain things.
Yeah.
It goes on in the garment industry. It goes on in a lot of places in the world.
Yeah.
It goes on within a country, and it happens between countries.
Yeah.
Our clothes are coming from Bangladesh. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like it's just human nature. Certain things I refer to as human nature. This is how it works, and you have to protect yourself by not falling under a certain,
Yeah.
Don't wind up in a vulnerable position if it's anywhere in your, if it's up to you. Beware of that position. I've been on top of the mountain because, like what I say, when I was working, I was a time in my life. In that time when I got to Crazy Pianos, I was working for the establishment, doing big corporate parties. Making over 1,000 a night. I was working at Crazy Pianos. I was still doing 2 days a week in Center Parks. There's a couple of years I worked like 330 days back to back.
That's crazy.
Like 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Holding my voice, everything. Yeah. And then my wife was still alive. Then we would take maybe January or something. 1 month, I'm from Curaçao, she's from Los Angeles. We would go to have the no bores hold holiday, go to LA, go to Curaçao. 1 month for us. And then I would get back to work, working 330 days.
Wow, man.
I did that, I think, for 2-3 years or something.
Yeah. It's a recipe for disaster, though, long term.
No. Actually,
No?
I was
I mean, that's a lot of energy.
no, but see, if you knew my wife, okay, I'll say it, my wife was a very damaged person.
Yeah.
She had been shot at 27. When I met her, I did not even know she had a bullet behind her heart.
Wow.
So she was totally. She went through the American education system.
Yeah.
I can talk about it now because back in the day I couldn't. She was basically partly analphabetic. She could not read or write well.
Huh.
This made her very vulnerable.
Yeah.
And the best of defense is offense. So she was very
Boisterous.
fuck you, fuck the motherfuckers, kiss my ass, feisty.
Yeah.
Which put me in a predicament as well, because we would do gigs together, and then on a high level where people are a bit more conservative, and it started to be noticed. And so this is another element in my life that happened. I talk about it now, but back in the day, I could not tell people like, this and that, such and such thing has happened to her.
Yeah.
And this is why, and this is why I also, as her husband, allow her to be that way without saying, what are you doing or something, I explained to her like, hey, this way, then people would say, well, you come play, but no, she doesn't have to come. Because of the behavior, certain, drink wine on the gig, you're supposed to stay in your dressing room and come out. And it's a conservative scene, but pays very well. And I'm like, if you pay me enough, I will join your ways. It doesn't matter. I'm not gonna. She wasn't like that. She wanted, fuck them motherfuckers, kiss my ass. She was worse than Eddie Murphy. But funny as well. Funny saying it. You had to laugh because it was partially true. But she was right, but in the wrong surrounding, losing money. And then she got kind of offended that I went out to work without her. So then she got frustrated. And then when I would go work, she would drink and do drugs and they watch TV. And it's a downward spiral, which then turned into high blood pressures. It was just an unhealthy thing. And for years, I kept up just, basically covering for her. But I got dragged into it too, So, for years, because of my growing up, I was 19 when I met my friend who was on heroin, and I seen what it did to him. I've still, up to date, I never, those, I stay away from it.
Yeah, that's
because something connected in me like, ooh, never let that happen to you.
No. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that it didn't. Yeah.
No.
That could be a bad trip.
Yeah. But basically, at someday, after long, I let her go in 2016 because she was almost dying here in a home. And then she passed away 3 years ago. There's a lot of family stuff too, and the things work on you. But then, you know how they say in the Bible, like, oh, you have to forgive people and all that. My thing was, you have to let go.
Yeah.
The day I let go.
That is forgiveness, though, isn't it?
I don't see it as the same because even though I say I'm Jewish, I am atheist. I joke about I'm a Jewish atheist.
Yeah.
I respect everybody's feeling, opinion, spirituality, etc. But because it's so connected, like the forgiveness thing, I'd be like, no, I let go.
Yeah.
I let go of my pain. I let go of my family relations. Everybody has a right to feel, and people have a right to look at me, but a lot of people don't know me.
Yeah.
And the thing about what I went through is that people, it's a stigma that stays on you for a long time. I am, I'm clear as the sky. No, you can do my blood, and the worst you find is sugar, salt, and maybe a little bit of pepper. It's okay.
Yeah.
But you learn.
You do.
You learn. And I'm a survivor. My wife always told me, bless her soul, I'm the comeback kid.
Yeah.
So I'm that rat that you see disappear. You think, oh, he's never coming back, you know? And then it's like, what happened to him? He's back.
So actually, a curious question would
Yeah.
be for you, if you could go back in time
Yeah,
to you as a young piano player,
yeah.
starting off,
Mm.
what advice would you give yourself?
Yeah, obviously, I think my first advice
Yeah.
was very good. When I told you about my friend, you know, that was got hooked and
Don't do that.
such and such. But in all honesty, see, I think looking back, I'm kind of raised as a socialist because my mother was in the war. They killed even her 9-year-old sister got gassed.
Yeah.
And she got saved by this Dutch family. That's why I'm a mix of, you know, I'm Caribbean. I have a blood from the whole world. Funny thing is, people don't even know, but everybody thinks I'm from the Middle East, and which is beautiful thing.
Which is actually where Israel is from, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. But what I'm trying to explain is I kind of was right. I still think of it. I realized as a kid, listen, I'm going to show you something. I tattooed this 3-leaf marijuana when I was 15 years old.
Oh, wow.
And I was saying then, like in 1970 something, that the only reason weed is illegal, because I was already of the opinion that it's a herb, it has medication, you know, is because of the pharmaceutical industry that needs it to be illegal, because if you make it legal, I can grow it in my garden, add some water and some sun, dry it in the closet, and I don't have to go to the pharmacy anymore for a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff for your stomach, stuff for your head, stuff for your back.
Yeah.
They would lose billions.
Yeah.
You know? So it's a lot of things in life are political, even though on TV they would like you to think. So I don't feel I'm radical. I think I'm a logical person, you know, thinking person. But for those days, I'm talking about, how old was I? 1978. I was 15. I put it on. I was radical in those days. It seemed, oh, he's gone crazy or whatever, you know. But funny thing about it is, last week I looked at the news, and I see that America is kind of downgrading marijuana now to class class B.
Yeah.
So I was 45 years ahead of my time.
It's crazy that it was ever a class A.
True that.
I mean, you put that in the same bag as heroin.
But to put that at 15 years old.
Yeah.
And you know, the funny thing about it, it's fake, but it always was, and it has only 3 leaves.
Yeah.
I had the humor even to say, because people are, oh, are you going to get, I was realizing I could get in trouble on the airport in certain countries. I would just say, I'm Canadian, or I'm a,
it's supposed to be a maple leaf.
It's a maple leaf, or what are you talking about? Weed has 7 leaves, you know. What is, you know.
How do you know it has 7 leaves?
Good point, Adam. But, you know,
It has 7 leaves?
Yeah, there's 2 little ones at the bottom.
Oh.
But the big ones that are obvious, that's 5 leaves.
5. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'd never.
Anyway, yeah. I used to sell weed in school.
Oh, yeah. I never counted leaves.
Yeah.
I never smoked leaves. I always
crush them.
Smoke the flower.
Yeah, exactly. Never
you pull
the
those
leaves.
things off.
The leaves are crap. Yeah, good for tea.
Yeah,
but the thing about it is, I always had a strong opinion.
Yeah,
you couldn't tell me. My mother used to tell me, je bent eigenwijs.
Yeah.
You know, you're eigenwijs.
Yeah.
But I said, no, ik ben eigenzinnig. Yeah. I have my own. I'm not a follower. I'm not a sheep. Never have been. Yeah. That's why I had to leave the island also, because it's like a village mentality. Yeah. Bless my eye, it brought me, it made me who I am.
Yeah.
Up to that point. Yeah. And then I had to leave. And then you come to Holland, which used to be the most liberal country in the world. Yeah. And Lord and behold, 40 years later, I don't know what's going on. Blessings all around.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
This is who I am.
So your advice would be?
Listen to your young self.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't know.
To yourself.
Listen,
Yeah.
no, listen. My advice, I don't have advice for people.
Oh, okay.
Because
No, for you.
For my own.
Yeah, for you going back to tell yourself.
I can't change anything.
No.
But the only thing I would change that
Yeah.
I would have stuck to my guns more. But this is not how life works.
No.
Like you have a wife who you love who comes. She has her issues. You have to deal with this. You have to deal with that. Then things change. Even look at our business has changed. Listen, I came to Holland. One reason I changed from drums. I'm in my heart. I'm a drummer.
Yeah.
To me,
Yeah.
if I had to say, I'm a drummer.
Yeah.
But I was losing work because in the 80s the revolution of the drum computer started. Now I'm performing with a drum computer myself.
Yeah.
Can't beat them, join them.
Yeah.
You have to. Oh yeah, this is the other story. At Center Parks, at one point they said, "Oh, all this keyboard stuff, it's too much noise. Can you play accordion?" I said, "No." What? Well, we're going acoustic. Can you play guitar? I said, "No." I said, "Well, then we're going to stop starting next month." I was like, "Okay, click." And I said, "Shit, 200 gigs a year." I called back. I said, "Listen, I'm a quick learner. I'm going to buy a guitar." I propose I'll continue as a troubadour. Okay, you have 1 month. I hung up. I ran to the guitar shop. I bought a guitar. I bought a steel string. I went. I said, "Fuck this." Went back got a Spanish guitar. I practiced for a month, and then I got the job. I started with the basic songs like, Knocking on Heaven's, 3-chord songs, Steer It Up, I don't care, whatever.
Yeah.
Because I'm a drummer, I have rhythm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I played bass
It's a
guitar
big component.
already.
Yeah.
I played bass. It became like a math project, Okay, add this, that, pull that from there.
Yes,
You have a repertoire. I was doing at a certain amount. What is love? Ting, 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 ting. I was playing all kind of stuff, And I played as a troubadour for 3.5 years, earning the same money.
Yeah.
Earning exactly the same money I was earning when I had to come with speaker, keyboards, and all this stuff. I would suddenly lay on the couch, watch TV. Oh shit, I have to go. Oh, boom, throw in the car. Bye, go. So
That's cool.
you do what you got to do.
Exactly. I hear you. Hey, what advice would you give to new players coming now that want to do your job? What would you, so for instance, okay, they can play piano, they can sing, they've got a bit of a repertoire, and they see what you're doing and they think, geez, I really want to get into that. What advice would you give to new players that want to get into it?
It's a hard thing, because we can't look in the future. And I've seen things change during my thing. For instance, DJs have become more popular. Then the markets change. I even dare to say, maybe I'm cutting ourselves here.
No, but aside from that, what I mean is
stay with time.
Yeah.
Look around. Sometimes I've been too distracted to stay ahead of the change.
Change or no change.
Yeah.
If you want to be a piano entertainer, right?
Yeah.
Because there's still work for piano entertainers. There's a lot. It's out there.
Yeah.
But if you're a young player coming up, right, and you're wanting to start, what should they do? Like, as in, what would you recommend that young players starting out do if they want to get into it?
Have a good gear setup.
Their own equipment.
Choose your own equipment. Be independent.
Yeah.
And be versatile. Be independent and versatile.
Versatile musically.
Musically, but also able to direct a band. Sometimes people want you to come with a live drummer.
Yeah.
Or something, Okay. The way we play, know your key bass, know your bass parts, be independent on one. Know how to work with a drum computer, because still not all the guys that we even work with today are versatile with.
A lot of people don't play.
In fact, I need to upgrade that stuff still.
Sure, absolutely. But you're one of the very few that I've interviewed that actually do this.
Yeah.
So it's a very different approach when I have players come in that don't do it. Then we don't talk about it.
Yeah, but I understand it too, because they may be way more versatile as a piano player. So they may be more serious about the craft of piano player.
Well, I think a lot of people don't play solo, in this arrangement. Like for me, I like to go to Norway, Spain, and France, and all these different places, and play on my own, because I can.
Yeah.
And I actually really love playing with the drum machine. I think it's fun,
And when you get to play with live musicians again, you can enjoy them better as well.
Exactly. Especially good ones.
But it's kind of that, and I think it also connected with that sense of freedom that we wanted in the first place. Because actually, most piano players I know are pretty intelligent people who could have done something. It's not by lack of education.
No.
We just like I said, we cut off in after high school. Most of us could have went to university if we wanted to. Some of them have. So it's not by lack of. It's just I guess it's
following your passion.
I think only people that have it can understand. Understand. I think that's why we understand. Even though we have different paths. I don't know, but and follow your. I guess it started with follow your heart. So and look at me, I'm gonna turn 61 next month. I'm still following my heart, and even though, ups and downs, and then sometimes there's not as much work, or and you're dealing with a market.
Yeah. Look, a good question actually for you is, as you get older, changes.
Yeah.
The gigs change. Your demand withers. Would you find that?
Yes, and no. But you have to. Sometimes I think it can. I think if you stray too true to your personality and everything, it can also start to work for you, because now I'm the old dude with a young spirit still. There's something in there as well,
Of course.
But
for me personally,
some people can do jokingly about it.
But for me personally, getting older, it is in the back of my mind. Oh, when will this end? Because I'm playing to young people still to this day.
Me
playing
too.
to people that are 20 and 30 years old.
Where are you playing tomorrow?
Tomorrow I'm playing in Arnhem at Freakies.
Freakies. I'm at Vrienden.
De Vrienden, okay.
So
I'm
still. 2 nights ago, when was I? Monday, I was in Maxime's. Which is more international. Yeah. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think we have to be. I think always in general the most appreciated artists are not the ones with the act and the authentic ones.
Yeah.
So whether you're a young cat, young cat getting on the block, but if you have a certain personality, because delivery is a big thing.
Yeah.
It's like a step, in a way. I think it's kind of like, well, you mentioned the other day that James, a good friend of us, have a lot of funny stories with him. Yeah. He would rather be a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
In a sense, I think what we do is, it's not one thing. Yeah. It's not one entity. I think it's a certain mix and chemistry of all these different elements. Yeah. I'm not the best piano player. I'm as they say, autodidact. I taught myself. I never took a lesson. Yeah. I have no technique. Lucky Lee, remember Lucky Lee?
Yeah.
He once told me, Lenny, what's that chord you always take? I said, I don't know. It was a mistake one time. I like the way it said. And he was like, oh, play it. He was like, oh, Jesus, that's a F7 minus. I don't. Because he had knowledge, He gave it a name. I was like, oh, all right, I guess so. If you say so, it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. No.
Be authentic. Bring it. Yeah. Don't be arrogant, but be
confident.
Confident.
Yeah.
It's a certain.
Speaking of which, I'd love to hear something from you now, man.
Oh yeah.
Let's do that. Let's move to the piano.
Yeah. Okay.
And head over. And I guess what would be great for you to play right now is a comfort song So a song that you find you play when you don't know what to play. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you've just rocked up to the gig, you're going to play. What do you want to play?
Well, this is, I am from the Prince generation.
Yeah.
Basically. Close to his age. And this is a song I get a lot of comments.
Okay.
So it's not even what I like it. But
Oh, yeah. Cool.
it's what people react to.
Let's do it.
I'm never gonna cause you any sorrow. Never gonna cause you any pain. Would you like it? All I know is you laughing. Only wanna see you laughing in the purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Do-do-do-do-do. Purple rain, purple rain. Only wanna see you laugh in the purple. Never wanna be a wicked lover. All I wanna be some kind of friend. Never wanna steal you from another. No. It's such a shame friendship hurt to end. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Only wanna see you laughing in the purple. What do I know, times are changing. Star will reach out for something new. Say you want a leader, but you can't seem to make up your mind. So you better close it, let me guide you to the purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Ooh, ooh. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Only wanna see you laugh in the purple. in a purple rain. Oh man, oh how I wish that it would rain.
Nice one, man. Nice.
That's the one.
That's stay there. No, because basically, that song I've heard you do that millions of times. No, maybe not millions, but hundreds.
Yeah,
for sure.
Usually a nice guitarist on the background.
Yeah. Or a key guitarist, something like that. Yeah. So make sure you speak into the microphone.
Oh yeah, sorry. Oh yeah, sorry.
Otherwise, you're far away.
I'm back, baby.
So, look, getting to the whole thing about piano entertaining, what I'd love to hear from you is some of your tricks of the trade, if you like, about entertaining. What do you do to connect with people when you want to entertain them?
Yeah, I guess first you have to read the crowd, read the room. It's like being in a. I guess that's what comedians have with us in common. You have to read the room because you have to deliver. But if you deliver to the wrong crowd, certain jokes may not work with certain denominations.
Demographics as well. Yeah.
And then you can tell usually even if people, by the way they dress or their hair. If I divide people more into conservative, liberal, can they take a punch? Can they take, are they more like, ooh, how rude of you? Or, stuff like that. And you learn the hard way sometimes. And it's not a crime.
No.
So you didn't like my style or my sense of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's also, I'm an impulsive person.
Yeah.
And once again, the stage is the right person. The right place for impulsive people.
Yeah.
ADD, impulsive people. That first talk and after that wonder, oops, what did I just do or say? So yeah. And also, am I there for people to party? What do they want from me? They want to make me, do they want me to make the people dance or more or less, but that's the beauty of it. Every night is different. And,
So getting into it,
yeah.
What would you do to connect with the people? Like as in, if you had a party situation, so you've just started and you've got to connect with the people. What's some of the tricks you do?
I try not to like hit full force. It's like sliding into something, So we're getting to it. Okay, for instance, I'm from the Caribbean, so I have certain advantages. I speak a little Spanish, a little bit. I'm R&B oriented bits. I'm a little bit of everything. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a versatile piano player. I have to put all the bits and pieces together. It's like baking a cake, I bake it different. I use different ingredients. Yeah. So it's the mix of ingredients combined with reading the room. And
but when you want to connect with people, what are some of the things you do to do? Do you have any stock things that you do at the beginning? Like, for example, some people might ask a question like, is everybody happy? Or just icebreakers to connect with people. Do you have any of those that you do?
It depends on how person. Like if I go to Maxime's or I'm like, hey, hello, how you doing? What's your name?
Yeah.
Where you from? And who's that sitting next to you? I don't know.
Yeah. So often you'll strike up conversation.
I will. I'm in your face.
People.
I'm in your face, and if you're a little shy, I don't know. Yeah. I know I may use the person sitting next to you to get to you.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
That's a good
Once
idea.
again, it's this is what I think. This is what I was saying earlier. It's about being authentic, and maybe not everybody's cup of tea. You never can be. Just think of Michael Jackson. Like I'm not pretending to be him, but I'm just saying. The more people even like you, there's always some people say, "Oh, what's so special about him?" or her. You know what I'm
Can't
saying?
win them all, can you?
It's impossible.
Yeah.
So you got to let that go.
Yeah.
You know. And I never was the person that came with a set list and like said, okay, and then I will do this and then I will do that. Of course, you got to have some, like comedians. Comedians have certain jokes in their back pocket.
Yes.
That I was mentioning Guantanamera earlier.
Yeah.
By the end of the years I spent with my uncle, I will hate that song. I'll never play that song again. But certain songs have high value.
Yeah.
It's a certain.
So you also have
babies. I've made babies dance on that.
Yeah,
literally.
So you also have certain stock songs you use to get the crowd going.
Or I'll do a little medley kind of thing with a certain beat.
Yeah,
I'll give an example of that.
Okay.
Like nowadays, we live in a time where reggaeton is kind of whether it's Turkish music or Latin or all over the world. You know, they're using these everything is that.
It's very popular in the
It's very
Netherlands.
popular. So you can adapt songs.
Yeah.
You can take an R&B song, turn it into that. You can take a Spanish song. You can do Shakira. You can do. It's a bunch of shit you can do. And in fact, sometimes when you were in the clubs, like where you're gonna go to, what was it, Freaky or something? Yeah. You are in these clubs, and the DJs will play. They will do the same.
Mashups.
DJs do the same all the time, and I'm like,
have you heard the unwritten soca version?
No.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
It's a good song. I need to learn that song. I can play it for if somebody wants to sing it.
But I mean, there's a great soca version.
Yeah, there you go. So it's always pays off to also listen to the DJs in the clubs where you're playing and be like, oh, I haven't heard it. I heard somebody who I want to dance with somebody.
Yeah.
I want to dance with somebody, you know. So, but it can also work with you. Against you, sorry. If you never finish a song, that can also, if you only do
people can get annoyed
pieces,
with it. Yeah,
you're like,
I kind of make a special occasion of it. So like, I'll play songs
because if all the songs are like that, then you kind of.
But I might not play 3 verses. I might just do 2 or 1 verses of a song.
Yeah.
But then I'll do like an ABBA medley of 5 or 6 songs.
Yeah.
And I'll just do little sections of them.
Or what I also do, I have played Let It Be as a ballad. Yeah. I have played Let It Be, I think, as salsa.
Yeah.
And I played Let It Be as a dance.
I love Let It Be as salsa. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
You can play any song as any song, pretty much.
Yeah. So and then depending on the vibe.
Yeah.
And like if I'm saying like, oh, I need a bit more repertoire tonight in this section, then you can turn a popular song. Yeah, into that.
Now, this keyboard you got here, this is your main workhorse?
Yeah.
This is what you use on all your gigs right now?
Yeah, and actually, I used to have this is the Roland GW8.
Yeah.
I used it, but it broke. It would turn off and on, and I couldn't use it. And I knew how to program that. I missed that keyboard.
What was that?
It was a Korg i30 or something like that.
One of the older ranges.
Yeah, and I could. It had separate tracks, so I could drop like drums and percussion.
Yeah,
I had separate volume tracks. It was right in front of you.
Have you seen the latest Korg arranger keyboard?
No.
It is amazing.
I can.
It's actually got 2 sequences side by side.
Yeah.
And you can blend them like a DJ.
Yeah. Akai has one very good one too. I think it's
Akai.
Akai of Kauai.
Oh.
It's a monster, yeah. And it samples and you can the thing about it, this one is also light.
Yeah.
It weighs 8 kilos.
Yeah.
It goes, you've seen the case, I brought it in. So I don't need a metal case because that kind of almost doubles the weight. This one, I throw it over my shoulder as a guitar. I walk in the club, like for Maxime's, certain places.
You don't use a pedal board with this, do you?
No.
No, because you can.
Yeah, and it's programmable even, I think. But I need to. I'm still.
The pedal thing really frees you up quite a bit.
You mean from switching?
Yeah, so you can do everything from your pedal.
Yeah.
You can put a list of songs in a row, and then I have one pedal that switches to the next pattern or the next song.
Yeah.
And then I have another pedal that has 5 pedals, and it does start, stop, next pattern.
And I need to actually, even the simple programming, of from one number to the next.
Yeah.
I have done it because I usually use one certain split setup, certain bass. I have certain bass,
So you can't,
and then I look.
you can't assign everything to one
I
setup?
could probably. I'm lazy, I guess.
Because if this is anything like the BK7, which I use a lot, you can do songs, right? And then you have a list of 400 songs, and you can have lots of lists too.
Yeah.
And so what I do is I tend to put A to Z, a list of all these songs. And then on each song, I have a tempo, the beat, and the sounds, and the split, all the information. So when I press that song, everything's set. I don't have to touch anything else.
Actually, I have the BK7 as well.
Yeah.
And I'm going to come by one of these days so you can teach me.
Because that just means you can be not only, you can be much quicker on the fly, and you can medley songs together where you don't have to do anything. You just press the pedal and it goes to the next whole setup.
All that I'm going to learn from you.
But how do you use this now? Because this is like an arranger keyboard, so it's got sounds on it, and it's also got a drum machine.
Yeah, like for instance, now I put this. I put it on number 168. I call it Latin Club.
Yeah, and this is this a setup or a?
It's okay. Like basically, if I go back to this one is called Initial Performance 128. But then I'll push this button, and then I can change the
dial,
the beats.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I have now. I looked up Latin Club, but with the same. See, I like this sound because it's not so aggressive.
Yeah.
And I can tweak it a little bit, make it a bit brighter. It will affect the drums as well, though. So I can still brighten up things depending on, because each sound system is different.
Yeah, absolutely.
And your same, you can program whatever you want and balance and la la la. When you get in a club, they have different speakers. They have different. You have to deal with with the acoustics and everything that are there. And this way, I don't have to go to the mixing board. I can just, or I can bring out the bass.
Yeah.
I can influence the bass. So I have a bit of control.
Yeah.
And make it sound fresher or darker or that. Yeah. And then here, of course, the tempo. So I can. So for instance, if I do this now, it's more reggaeton, right? But then I can go. I can go. And then it comes, then becomes a. And it becomes, I like to move it thing.
Yeah.
So there's some tricks, because you want to keep the crowd going.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if I have to change, because what you're saying is very smart. You can go as you play. You can, which I could do with the Korg.
Yeah.
I could tempo lock it and switch to a total different beat and setup and all that shit.
Yeah, that is very handy.
And I've been a little bit, I have to admit, I've been a bit lazy on that half. Because
but you know what, the thing is, if it works, why change?
Yeah, but some things, some certain beats are very particular. Like people can hear a certain beat and that's that song. Mm-hmm. And now I improvise a lot. Like I have a couple of general beats that I will apply. Like for instance, I used to do Usher. Yeah, and I used to really have to program boom, boom, and in the Korg I really programmed it exactly like that. And now I just have to improvise. Oh, which sounds like R&B, and then I'll end up doing something like. See, this takes me a little. So I do have to think about what I'm doing, but. No, what is this? Sorry, the wrong one. Okay. See?
Yeah, right.
And then I'll combine that. If I'm in this, I'll do it like. I say it's getting hot in here. Now take off all your clothes. I am getting so hot. I wanna take my clothes out. Yeah. So if I get like younger people and I say, "Oh, I'll take you to the strip club," whatever, I have fun with that, and it's hard to explain because I've seen, like what you say, like in the Crazy Pianos, I've seen a lot of people, and I'm gonna sound slightly arrogant, but you're gonna recognize this song. I started doing this, and then I walked in the Crazy one time, and people are doing schudden met die billen, and so James Ludlam used to, because I changed things on the record. That's the other thing. You have to make it your own.
Oh yeah.
You listen to the record. It has to be recognizable. But and then you get and then I've heard people like they don't even. But it happened to me too, huh? I used to hear guys like Roymans and stuff do like zeg, kom bij me zitten, sla je armen om me heen en hou me stevig vast. And then I start realizing these guys. Now, after a while, I was let me put on the record how the original goes. I was like the third line of the second verse was used on the first line of the first verse. You know, the lyrics were going.
Yeah. And
look, I realized
this is the thing about
we learn from each other, and after
we just butcher songs and we put them together because we've got to learn them quickly. When you have to learn hundreds of songs. You maybe listen to it once or twice and you go, you go, hang on, I think I remember how that goes.
And because somebody showed up with €50 and said, can you play that song? And you'd be like, well, I really don't, but
let's do it.
And then people are happy, and then you'd be like, why bother to listen to the
Exactly.
And then after 3 years, you listen to the original.
And you go, oh my God.
Oh shit, what am I?
Can't tell you how many times I've done that.
I've been Frankensteining this motherfucker.
Exactly.
But it's something, I had once, I was in St. Martin. Didn't we meet in St. Martin as well? We've been bumping into each other.
Quite possibly.
Yeah,
quite possibly.
And anyway, and I was playing Piano Man, some American, and it was my first night. And I think, what was it again? Oh yeah, the original lyrics are, I'm sure I could be a movie star if I could get out of this place. Yeah. Now, we in the Crazy Pianos, I've learned from everybody, sure I could be a porno star. We think we're funny. We think this American man, like, here we come to the story of pay attention if people are conservative or not. It was like I damned God or something. You know what I'm saying? He got up and this is, blasphemy or whatever.
Okay, but that's rare. And the dude's in the wrong place.
But then the manager, what was his name again?
That was Alex.
Alex, big Dutch Alex. Yeah. Because the Italian Alex loved me. I was playing reggaeton and I was doing, and the strippers, there was a strip club down the street.
Yeah, of course.
And I was doing. And like the Haitian strippers came in dancing, and Italian Alex was like, wow.
Yeah, Italian Alex.
This guy is great. Yeah, we're going to have a party.
Yeah.
And Dutch Alex was like, no.
I'm
going to lose all my American cigar smoking, champagne drinking customers,
You have a whole bunch of islanders in there not drinking,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
You know the saying like, gang maken op het verkeerde feest. You can, if you don't watch out, over there the shit will kill, and over there it will kill.
It will kill, yeah.
So, over there it will die, it will kill.
That brings me to a really good question.
Yeah.
Can you give us a really good, crazy gig story?
Oh, man.
Like something completely wild happened.
Well, I've seen a lot of fights go.
Anything stand out?
Well, what I've been telling this to his face, James Byram.
Yeah,
dude.
Tell us.
Well, of course, we've seen everything. I've seen people getting blowjobs in a dark corner.
What? No, hang on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I've seen that as well, I guess.
People behind the bar
Yeah.
show comparing piercings and genital piercings and shit.
Oh, okay.
You know,
That's different.
the one thing about it, this was 9/11.
Okay.
9/11.
Yeah.
And it was the first anniversary. And we used, back in those days, we had the, how you call that? American Embassy.
Yeah.
The personnel would come to the crazy. They had to be back at 5:30 in the morning. You know, there was some appel, you know, okay, they could go out. Good with them stuff. And it was first anniversary, 9/11. And they came, can you play New York, you know, New York song or something like that, you know, and they always was paying us, tipping us good and stuff. And James had one of his moods, bless him, I love him. Fuck New York.
Wrong time.
Fuck this, fuck that, fuck everything, fuck the Queen of England too.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
every and anything.
Yeah.
But he underestimated these people. They were very, very offended.
Oh, yeah.
You know? So, fast forward.
Yeah.
We want to, it's 4:00, the club is empty, and we want to leave.
Yeah.
And James, okay, bye, guys. Bye. See you later. See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Am I doing a good impression?
Yes.
Sorry, James.
It's along the line. Yeah.
I was standing by the door,
Yeah.
and James walking out on the boulevard to
Yeah.
go to his house.
Yeah.
10 seconds later, he comes running back. Quick, shut the door. There was like fucking 8 or I don't know how many. There were Marines waiting for him. Like killer Marines.
Oh.
Like the real deal, you know, the ones that will, with a
Yeah.
pinky or something, they'll figure out a way to,
Yeah.
end your life.
Yeah.
And we stood there for 2 hours because his luck was, because they kept waiting. You know, you're not going to piss on 9/11 like that.
Yeah.
You know, and I was already on stage. Dudes, I'm not with him. You know, I'm like, I was really thanking God that his voice is so particular. It could not have been. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Anyway, we stood there for 2 hours, and then they had to show up, or then they were AWOL.
Mm.
They had to go back to the embassy.
Yeah.
That was his. I think they would have. We were all with, including the our security.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to go outside. No, the door stayed closed. We all waited there. Fuck you, James. It's like, you know how he is. It's lovely.
Yeah.
Sometimes things work out.
Yeah,
Sometimes they don't.
He's different. He's different these days. But when he was younger,
Sure, we're old.
he was pretty. Well, he had a very forceful nature.
But in his defense,
Yeah.
I picked him up the first day. He arrived. Can you pick him up at the Bad Hotel?
Oh yeah.
Bad Hotel.
Yeah.
I said, man, you should take a picture of yourself. Like, look, Mom, I made it. They put me up at the Bad Hotel.
Yeah.
The Bad
That was
Hotel.
always so funny, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Of course, that has a different meaning in
walked
Dutch,
in.
doesn't it?
I remember clearly. I was with him when we first worked. Also around the same. I know. I think I.
Oh,
started
he was
in
before me.
2001 or something.
I was 2001. He
1990.
came, I think, 2099.
1999. Yeah, I think he came in a month or something after me. Spencer. I mean, I know all the cats, man. Okay, anyway. And he walked in, and I swear, all the girls, I seen him first.
Yeah, right.
They were pushing each other like they all wanted him. He looked like fucking straight George Michael back in those days, you know? So, yeah. And then Daphne, the mother of his children, one, and okay, beautiful thing. But when you're that wanted, and also management is not crazy. They say, "Oh, this guy's a babe magnet." You know what I'm saying? It's good for the place, right?
Absolutely.
Good. Valuable.
Totally.
So then they give you more leniency.
Yeah.
You get away, and you know he was 18. So you're gonna throw the guy. I'm saying this in his defense. Like, what young guy from 18, 19 years old, or 20, whatever he was, you know, in the prime. Before the prime of his life, even, you know, thrown in a pool of hot girls and drink whatever you want and just do whatever you want.
It breeds that kind of attitude, doesn't it?
Do you know?
Yeah, totally.
So I understand.
Yeah.
I can't say like, oh, you know, I would be a hater. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was 37 when I joined the club. You understand? I was married, or you know, I was in a total different place.
Absolutely.
Which is what we're talking about too.
Yeah.
Like when you're in another, at my age now, looking back at 60, almost 61, you can chop life up in certain phases. You know, your phase from teenage, your phase of 20-something, 30-something. There's stuff that comes with that. Everybody's different. Everybody goes through different stuff. But looking back, you can, you know.
Yeah. That's very true. Look, I think everybody had their own little thing going on. You know, I mean, but there's many funny moments. I love the crazy stories. I mean,
there's a lot of.
There is a lot.
Also fights.
This is
and
the
stuff.
thing with.
Oh my God.
With the piano bars.
Yeah.
There is some really crazy shit that happens.
Oh. But stuff, some simple stuff that am I the only one noticing this? Yeah. You remember this security guy, Dutch guy, big guy, blonde one. With a kind of a very calm, but with a mean streak. I've seen him throwing women out.
Oh yeah.
Like on the boulevard, like pull them up. And it's like, really, that'd be like, is this even... And you mean no mercy?
No, he was a very kind man, actually. He was really nice.
To you?
Yeah. So I only knew, but then one day I remember...
me too.
I remember he was in the club and there was another guy, and another guy decided it'd be a good idea to punch him in the face, right? In the club. And he's like, boom! And he's just like, nah. And he just grabbed the guy, took him outside around the corner, boom, boom, you know.
Yeah. But now, and there's the part that I'm wondering, like, am I the only one watching here? Okay, remember when you come in the club, there's the ladies behind the cash register, they're charging you money. And behind them was there like a glass, you know, with merchandise.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And so the glass behind them had a reflection. And would stand there sometimes on the computer. Now this is the like 2000 when internet was pretty, you know. He was watching porn. It's like, but also like you know, like a Pornhub or one of those things when you get like the...
There was no Pornhub back then, but yeah.
No, but
something
whatever,
like.
something. But like with the categories.
Yeah.
Categories, Asian, whatever.
Yeah.
And he was always like on transsexual and like with somebody with a dick, with another dick up their ass. And he was checking this out. And I'm standing there and I see the reflection of the monitor behind him as people are paying to get in. And I'm like,
dude.
So you didn't have to look. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You did not have to look at the monitor yourself.
You could see it.
The reflection behind him in the mirror. Basically, there was a mirror.
Ah, no.
And he was security.
Oh my God.
And I was like, you know, I'm not gonna tell or something, but I was like, I was looking around.
Is it just me?
Like,
yeah.
Is this a figment of my imagination? What the fuck is going on? Nobody. Manager comes by, goes away.
I guess people, it's the liberal Netherlands for you, huh?
Not even the customers said like...
No, it's Holland, huh? It's the Netherlands.
It's not really a story, but it's like...
It is funny.
Things that were going on. I don't know.
Hey,
people falling from stage, people... I heard that even Johnny fell recently into a drum kit.
Oh, yes, that's You're going to have to watch his episode to see all about that, man.
See, okay.
Yeah, I've done Johnny, and we've got some very funny video footage and pictures.
I love Johnny, but after the second beer in 1 hour, I knew what was going to happen.
Oh, yeah. He's pretty scary on alcohol, that's for sure. Or can be. He can be. He's very entertaining, yes.
Yeah, also, yeah. But he can laugh about it himself, too.
Indeed.
I think it's a necessary thing, a certain kind of self-reflection.
You've got to be able to laugh at yourself,
you know.
Sure. Hey, what I would love to do is get a song with your instrument here. Get you to play something cool with your machine. See you in action. What have you got for us?
I guess I'll do a little. I don't know what I will come up with.
Yeah.
I'll do one of those beats that are
Generic.
and kind of that people could dance on.
Yeah.
They could chill on.
Yeah.
It's not too in your face,
Yeah.
but and it gives me an idea then when I do this. You can kind of tell if people are ready
So
to
what
party
you
or not. You know.
So what you quite often do then is you will start a beat that you think is good, and from that beat you'll pick songs that you think.
Yeah.
That's kind of how you pick your repertoire when you don't have requests.
And also with different beats, like it's like reading the crowd.
Yeah.
And sometimes you see a little hip move, or even if they don't go on the dance floor, if you're kind of touching them in that giving them, putting them in that mood. Because to me, it's like you have to read the mood. Besides of what I said earlier about people, whether people are conservative or not. Because I've seen conservative people, you know what I'm saying, go nuts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
When they're feeling, basically when people feel it, I don't care what their background is. When they start to feel you, I have a little story about that. One time, I said somewhere, it wasn't a crazy, but it's just a place, and it was this older couple in their 70s, 80, kind of like that area. And they were sitting there. I said, oh, cute, sweet couple. And so what I usually do, well, this is a good tip. I will take, like we're now in 2024, I will take people's age. So for instance, I estimated them like 75 years or something. Okay. Then I will deduct. I will just, and say like, okay, when you were around your 20s, you were in the prime of your life. You probably didn't have kids to worry about, mortgage to worry about yet. You were just out of school, maybe you just met your partner.
So that's
courting each other.
The 50s for someone in their 70s.
Yeah, that's 50s, 60s. Because there's no point in playing stuff from last year for them.
No.
I have to take you back to your, as they say nowadays, even in the hospital, in the old people's home, take people back to their youth, to their, the days, the years of glory years, glory days, and take them to that place. And then see what happens. And then were they rockers? Were they jazzies? Were they, which, because every year, every age of music has certain styles that people prefer over others. You know? Some people like rock, some people like R&B, some people are. This has happened all through the years. So I started, I think like 6, I think at Do You Love Me and all those, a bit of a, like that. And they got up and they danced. And they kept dancing. And then I started doing whole medleys of like, all that stuff from those days. And I took a break and the lady came to me in tears. And she said, thank you so much. I said, thank you. You're welcome. No, you don't understand. My husband has had Alzheimer for a while now. And we used to go out dancing. And he hasn't been wanting to dance for years now. Ever since he got sick. And so I don't know what I did particularly, but I triggered him. And he got up and danced with his wife for, I think they danced for 20, 30 minutes or something.
Oh, wow.
Nonstop. And I kept, because I felt I didn't know what I was looking at exactly, but I felt it also. So I kept on, I was like, and that really touched me. And it taught me, and this is maybe 3, 4, 5 years ago. And I still think about that. And so you still learn. And it was part of what I know already, but it was another variation, another situation, cool. And
music is therapy.
And for her to come to me and express and explain to me what was actually going on. In return, I touched her, but in return, she touched me. And it did not matter. I don't remember. It doesn't matter what money I made that night.
No.
I felt fucking great going home. In essence, that's what I'm saying also. The reason I'm still making music is it is something I love to do. I love to entertain people. I love to make people happy.
Was it with this keyboard that you were playing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's hear something from you.
Yeah,
We use the keyboard.
So I'm gonna do mix some Latin, some R&B, but it will still happen. Like
let's do it.
We'll see whatever.
Sounds
see what
good.
happens.
Voy a reír, voy a bailar, vivir mi vida, la. Voy a reír, voy a gozar, vivir mi vida, la. A veces llega la lluvia para vencer la sequía. A veces solo una gota para vencer. Ay, ¿para qué llorar? Porque se olvida. ¿Y para qué sufrir? ¿Para qué? Así es la vida. Vivir. Ya la. Voy a reír, voy a bailar, vivir mi vida, la. Voy a reír, voy a gozar, vivir mi vida, la. Aïcha, écoutez-moi. Aïcha, moi. Aïcha, smile for me now. Oh, Aïcha, in my life. So sweet, so beautiful. Every day like a queen on the throne. Nobody know how she feels. Aïcha, lady, it will be real. She moves like a breeze. I swear I can't get her out of my dreams. To ever here by my side. Aïcha, lady, one day you'll be mine. Aïcha, smile for me now. Oh, Aïcha, in my life. Or something like, shake that thing, gonna shake that thing. I wanna shake that thing. It's donna. Miss Jodie or Rebecca, say shake that thing. Gonna shake that thing. I wanna shake that thing. Donna shake. Woman, get busy. Shake that booty non-stop when the beat up. Just keep swinging it, get jiggy. Crunk top, percolate, anything you wanna call it. Baby, don't take pity. See you get alive, rhythm and a ride. Lyrics that provide electricity. Nobody can do you nothing cause you don't know your destiny. Sexy lady wanna power with us, and in the car with us, now war with us. In the club they wanna flex with us, they get next with us, come back with us. From the day we're born they ignite my flame, and they call my fame, it's my name. It's a good girl, tell me on till the early morning. Let's get it on till the early morning. It's a good girl, just somebody say, hey, hey. That's how we do it a little bit of the lyric. See, woo. See, hey. And you can throw in a little, as I say, it's getting hot in there. Now take off all your clothes. I am getting so hot. I wanna take my clothes. Say, dalla tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo va la alegría cosa ve. Dalla tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, hey Macarena.
Nice one.
Throw something together. And it depends on the art. It's really, you know what I'm saying. The beauty of it, if you have a bunch of these songs, you can make a different mix every night.
Yeah, absolutely.
Otherwise, it's predictable. Even for myself.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, totally.
That's the thing. Is if you become predictable to yourself.
Yeah, try and do it backwards sometimes, or leave some out.
Take a chance. I always tell music. I tell people like, my brother's a pilot. If he fucks up, 200 people die. If we fuck up,
whatever.
Big deal.
Yeah. I could never be a pilot. That's too stressful.
Do you know what I'm saying?
How does he cope with the stress?
I don't know. I never asked him.
Oh, okay.
All I know is that I have not that type of pressure or stress on me. Yeah.
Mate, it's been awesome. It's been a really great conversation and good music. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks. I hope you're a good editor.
No.
Because you need to cut a lot of my shit out.
No, man. It was really good. It flowed well.
At least
nice.
I warned you that I was ADD, so Thank you too, man.
It was awesome, man. It was really good. Thanks for coming.
Hey, thank you too. Good to see you again. And I'm going to come back one time for the BK7
oh, yes.
experience.
Most definitely. Yeah. Most definitely. Right. We will do that.
Dude.
Cheers.
Box.
Thanks again for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as every Tuesday we interview another international piano entertainer. Check out our links in the description, and until next time, have a great week.